So let's talk about God realization, which is the same as non-duality, which is the same as Satori. And I don't just want to talk about it conceptually so your brain can have an idea of what it is. I want you to realize it and to see it right now. And I try to make it short. So let's start. So right now you're listening to my voice. Maybe you even have some thoughts in the background, some feelings. But you also see your phone or your laptop or whatever you're watching on. Maybe you see a world, you do see a world outside. And you think, this is my body, my inner world, which is an important part of spirituality. But you also see an outside world. And you can see an object. For example, this is an object. And the brain, the mind, is thinking in a dualistic way. So this is very different from my internal feelings because this is an external object and my feelings are an internal subjectivity. But the thing is, my feelings and my internal aspects that are going on, like my thoughts and feelings, are something that are observed by the same observer that observes this glass. So the border between outside world and internal world is just vanishing, and it never existed actually. It's just an imagination because you think you are this body and this outside world is something else. But it's just the first part of real awakening, because now you become the ultimate subject, because you are becoming aware of the things that are going on in your body and the things that are going on outside of your body, which you call outside world. So you are becoming aware of both. So there's no internal world, there's just an outside world, and the subject that is watching this world is nothing. It's just like an eye. But you cannot see this eye because it doesn't exist. It's just, all it does is witnessing. So there's just this, and you are the witness of this, and you are not a subject happening in this. So this is the first part, and a lot of people get stuck in this part because they think, okay, I'm the ultimate subject, I'm not my thoughts, neti is what it's called, I think. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not my thoughts, I'm not my feelings, I'm not my body, I'm not the outside world, I'm not my car, I'm not my house, I'm not my, the typical game. So I'm nothing. But that's the ultimate separation, because now you are nothing and everything else is something else. But now the reason why people are trying to get you to understand that you are not this body is so that you start to question, well, who am I then? If I'm not this body, okay, I'm the observer, but I cannot see myself. It's not the end of the road. It's just to make you realize that you are not just this body. Because as long as you think that you are just this body in a world, you start to think that you are a person living life. The end goal is to realize that you are life living a person. So you're not this body, and you know that, because everything you observe is just an object observed by you. But now that you know that you are not this body, you're not this body, you're also not this glass. And you might as well just come to the realization that you are this glass and this body. You are the wall, I am the tree. Because if I'm not the body, either I'm nothing at all or everything. Maybe both. That's it. That's exactly the point I'm trying to get to. You are nothing and everything because you're not this body. You know that you are not the glass. From the perspective of a person, you know that you are not this glass. But now you know you're also not the person because you're the one being aware of the person. You're the one being aware of the mind activity and imagination and bodily sensations and things like that. So everything is just an object and not you. So what if the witness is just the essence of everything? The essence of the tree, the essence of this body, the essence of this glass, the essence of this coffee. So I must be either nothing at all or everything. That's when you start, and if you really get it, you start to become very present. So just be very present and just don't be distracted in a personal story right now. Just be here right now and just watch whatever is happening. Just whatever your attention wants to be, whatever your attention wants to see. Just look. Just be here. Just ask yourself, who is controlling this movie? Like, I'm not a body separately moving while everything else is still. No, everything is moving at the same time, but who is moving this whole movie at the same time? Who's the director? And then you start to see there's no consciousness being separate from the objects. The objects are the consciousness. So all of this is God right now, right here and now. And it's when you have a real direct, intense moment of realizing that, it's called Satori. All of this is God. Or if you don't like the term God, you can just call it consciousness, or the unity of Shakti and Shiva, or whatever you want to call it. It's all one being experiencing itself in a seemingly separate way. So I'm God talking to you, God. It's only God. If I want to drink something out of this glass, it's God drinking God. I like to call it God. I just like the word God, but you can call it consciousness if you like it more. But that's the realization, and that realization alone, of course, it's if you want to heal your trauma, it's not necessary that this realization will heal your trauma. It's just a realization that, hold on, there's no reason to be angry at someone else, because if I would be angry to someone else, I'd essentially be angry at myself. And that's why karma exists. Because whenever you punch someone else, you're punching yourself. So we are constantly home. You don't have to search for anything. You are at home right now. That's the realization. That's why people are living for this realization. They want to achieve this realization because they want to feel at home. And they don't realize that they are already home. They just have to realize, wait, I'm not this body because I'm just as aware of this body as I am aware of this glass. So I'm neither of those. So if I'm nothing at all, I might as well be everything. But not personally, I am everything. But impersonally, I am everything. I'm everything. And you are also. There's just one being. There's just one being. And I'm not talking, it's not my goal to just make you, understand it with your brain, really experience it right now. Just look. If you want to see how God is doing, what God is doing right now, just look around. That's God doing the thing. That's all you have to experience. It's direct experience. It's not something you start to know in your mind. It's not something you can, write a book about, and you can write a book about it, but it's not the goal. It's not about, I want to find that out, figure it out, investigate it, and, learn, then write a book about it, make some science of it. There's no science you can make of it. It's just whatever is. As soon as you name it, it's not that anymore. You can call it your real self. Eckhart Tolle calls it the deep I. And as soon as you have that realization of, wait, so there's actually no reason to promote war or separation or whatever is going on. People like to put two categories against each other for entertainment purposes. Like in football or soccer or whatever. It has its right to exist. It's completely normal. But if you realize that there's no reason to see separation anymore between you and your so-called enemies, because you see that everything is just appearing as it is because God wants it to be this way. There's nothing to fix. Creation is already perfect and finished. You start to realize, wait, there's no the reason for me to harbor any more anger against something else. So if anger just disappears because of that realization, you also feel lighter. You're not jealous anymore. There's just unity. It's just unity. Then after this realization, what to do after this realization? You keep on living. You keep on pretending that you're a person. You keep on pretending that everything is just as it always was. I am me, you are you. You don't go around and you tell people, this glass doesn't exist. But it just appears as a glass. It's not real. You don't talk like that. After your awakening, you will meet some people and you want to, explain it to them. Wake up. Let them, if they don't want to wake up, let them asleep. That's what they want. They have the right to do so. So see it as your privilege that you have been woken up. Everyone is awake. Some just pretend that they are not. Some just pretend that they are, separate. Just like in a dream. You think, I'm a separate dream character and this whole world is something else and I have no control over it. And after your dream, you just realize it was all your mind. So no one in this dream was asleep. Really, it was just made up. And tell me if this had any value to you, because I know I had a lot of problems to get it, to understand it, because I wanted to understand it, and parts of my ego started to let go more and more because it started to realize, there's no point in trying to understand it. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. The more I started to realize that it doesn't make any sense to put any effort in trying to understand it, the more I got it. So don't try to get it. It's already that. You don't have to know it more. Even if the thoughts say, I know I don't get it, it's also that. So leave a like if you liked what you heard, and see you next time.